This is an activity to practice some of the basic reading skills that are usually done in a book, but instead of doing that way, this is done with authentic materials at different stations. The first thing to do is to gather some resources, and remembering that authentic materials can be anything. They can be a receipt, they can be a book, a newspaper. So this is the worksheet that they're using. So each box corresponds to a station. Feel free to copy the first 6 questions. What is it? Is it fiction or nonfiction? Next, you want to look at your resource and ask some questions that aren't so easy to find. Maybe some inferencing or some evaluation to challenge your students at their level. Also think about what your objectives are. Then put them onto a worksheet or put them onto the board. They don't really have enough time to do all of them because there's a lot, so they can also pursue what interests them. You're going to work with your partner. You can start at whatever station you want. When you finish one station, go ahead and move to whichever station is interesting to you. And if you have a question that's really difficult, you can ask me, or if you get stuck, don't worry about it. Just move on to the next thing. Okay? Yeah. So go ahead and begin. I like to do it in pairs so that they have somebody to bounce ideas off and it's more communicative. Just make sure to monitor. I would check the first set of answers and make sure they're on the right track, reminding them that this is a great opportunity for authentic communication in English. And then give them time and freedom.
Title. Menu.
Understand the food options.
Author Alex Booker was the first person to do something. What was it?
About the author. He was first Hornby scholar.
Oh, you guys are good. You went right to the spot. Nice job.
By a scholar. In Uzbekistan?
From Uzbekistan. To obtain
from
Uzbekistan to obtain an MED. To obtain a degree.
What does it mean? What is it?
What is it? Is it a book? Is it a newspaper? Is it a magazine? They probably won't get to finish everything, so they probably have a time limit. At the end, call everyone back over. See if there are any specific questions. And also you want to find out what was interesting to them too. They were really interested in the book about Uzbekistan because they wanted to see what outsiders were learning about their country. And so it brought us to a lot of other interesting points as well, which I think is one of the advantages of using authentic materials. Often leads you into authentic areas of interest. So you guys can go back to your seat.
Yes.
What way is it useful?
Well, at first when we read the questions, we were like, that would be easy, but then we really have to think.
Anything surprising?
For intermediate students of English, it may not be that easy.
Like question 4 and 5 those answers are not in those texts.
No.
Those are answers you need to think about critically.
My students loved this. The result was a lot of them wanted to borrow materials. This was a nice way to remind students of their basic reading skills like skimming, scanning, reading for detail.
Students get an opportunity to develop their thinking abilities and to compare various texts. They can choose themselves, which is quite good because when you have a choice, you are slightly more motivated. It's very interesting because you can listen to your partner's version and have this chance to correct something immediately.
I have 3 questions for viewers. What other objectives could you use this for? What kind of extension activities could you do with this? I have some ideas, but I'm curious what you think. And could you do this with other skills? Make sure to comment below, and thanks for watching the video.